Men and women who take your nudes that you send to them while you were in a relationship and publish them online for personal profit gain or for an ego boost are sexual predators. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I am a licensed therapist, and I spent several years working with sex offenders, perpetrators of violent crimes, as well as victims of abuse. And there has been, recent talk around a woman whose nudes that she sent to her boyfriend while they were in a relationship, that he took them and took private moments that she shared with him, and he published them online through an OnlyFans account. And I'm here to tell you that that person who did that is a sexual deviant and a predator, and he needs to be put in prison with other predators. To take something and betray some, I can't tell you how calculated the type of thinking is to take something that a partner shares with you in an intimate moment, and then you would then betray her trust in such a way that you would put her personal information out there for the entire world to see, and then have the audacity to make a personal profit from it and set up an account and do all of these things. Do you understand how calculated a person has to be in order to do that? I'm telling you from personal experience, people who betray people like that, who victimize people like that or take advantage of someone like that and have zero conscience about it, so much so that he's willingly making a profit behind her personal information. And this is someone that you supposedly loved and cared about. That is extremely psychopathic, and that person needs to be put in prison. And there does, I don't know where that what young lady lives, but depending on where you live, I know in California we have stricter laws and things like that around that, but she needs to press charges because that person is a deviant. He is a menace to society, and he has no care about harming people or their own personal welfare. And anybody who does that falls into that same category. It's the same type of thinking that an offender has, right? Like, oh, I want to make money. I'm going to take advantage of a victim. She won't know. And what if she does know? What can she do about it? Or I don't even care if she does know about it. That's that same logic that perpetrators have, where they're just so callous and cavalier and dismissive about how they could harm someone else for years to come. Just harm that can't be undone. Like, she's going to remember that every day for the rest of her life. And let me tell you about some of the psychological consequences that causes. That causes anxiety. It can cause depression. It can cause that young lady, if she's, she doesn't have a good support system, or even if she does, people can and have committed suicide from that, just because that's just how devastating that is. A paranoia, where you have to always wonder, like, well, who's taking advantage of me? Who's taking my picture? Who's doing things without my consent? And that's sort of something that you always have to think about if you were to get into a relationship with another romantic partner. That could affect even just simple intimacy relations, where it's like, I don't even want to take my clothes off and be intimate with someone that I care about, because how do I know that they're not going to betray me? So there is significant emotional distress and harm that comes from that. Not to mention that when you do something like that, you put someone's life in jeopardy. You don't know who's looking at that stuff, right? How unstable they are. Because there's been situations where strangers will show up to a person's house, and so people are twisted, and people who do that definitely need to be incarcerated. And so my heart goes out to the young lady that was involved in that. No one should ever have to go through that, but please be sure to take care of yourself. Be sure to take care of your mental health. And anyone who's that young man's support system or that family member of that young man, you know, everyone in his team should be talking to him and checking him about his behavior. The other thing is, if you were a part of his team, his group of associates, and you knew about it and you stood idly by and did nothing, you're just as sociopathic as he is.